So chat, let me introduce you guys to a very recent YouTube channel that's been popping up. And I think this is my first time that I have to issue a legal warning against a YouTube channel. This channel is called Courts and Crimes, and I am amazed that that wasn't already taken. And as you can see, some of their videos, their short form content especially, has literally millions and millions of views on YouTube. There's just one problem. So they make videos that are clearly meant to appeal to a certain class of people. I'd say Gen Xers and millennials. Sometimes boomers. It's content that's made to make you feel like you're doing it right. Judge shuts down corrupt city land grab. Judge exposes police shakedown. A lot of these are also about HOAs. $4,000 HOA fine backfires on HOA president. The $17,000 patio mistakes. Fined $100 a day for a blue door angry face. But here's the thing. None of this is real. These are all AI generated content. So it describes itself as welcomes to Courts and Crimes, your daily source for the most riveting, emotional, and shocking courtroom moments. From heart-stopping sentencings and tearful reunions to wild defendant outbursts and merciful judges, we bring you the stories that define the justice system. Our channel is dedicated to capturing the raw human drama that happens when the gavel falls. Except it's all fake. None of it is real. So, for example, is this. And it all looks real because it all looks so grainy. Because they specifically have used grainy ass kind of like courtroom video creation software. She has a fake haircut. Every bit of her is fake. Welcome in.
Florida HOA president fined this man $4,000 over his work truck being parked on his property for over 72 hours. Little does she know, they found her little secret.
So we have patrol logs from our security personnel.
My left ear is really enjoying this video already.
We checked on his vehicle every 4 to 6 hours for a period of 3 days. His truck did not move.
Our discovery has revealed a material misrepresentation of Mrs. Grendel's statement regarding the source of the board's data. These manual logs match the second-by-second metadata of an AirTag we recovered from Mr. Taylor's vehicle that is registered to Mrs. Grendel's personal email.
We use them as a cost-effective verification tool. We maintain these standards for everyone's benefit.
Ma'am, I'm just going to tell you, this is not good. Now I have to refer this matter to the state attorney violation. This court cannot accept evidence obtained through a violation of state criminal law. Installing a tracking device on a private vehicle without consent is a third-degree felony under Florida Statute 934-425.
As Raisin Delta just pointed out, his head isn't really attached to his head right there. It's just not. And if you'll notice, the mouth movement, it's all extremely large. Just the biggest of mouth movement. Here's the thing, though. When you go into the comments section, which I now realize is hidden behind the chat box, you get things like, now charge her with a felony. She went after him civilly. It's now his turn to go after her criminally. HOA should be held accountable. And the fact she testified in court means that evidence is irrefutable. She broke the law to get her selfish way. No one's noticing the fact that this isn't real. It's labeled as altered or synthetic content right here. You can see it. No one gives a shit. How many of the comments are bots? Probably a lot. This is illegal surveillance, and I'm glad the judge referred her for criminal charges. But they're all like this. All of them. So, senior retiree fixes pothole when HOA won't.
His HOA dues for 10 years. But when they ignored a dangerous pothole for 6 months, the retiree fixed it himself for $40. Now the HOA is suing him for $5,000 to tear it out. Here's what happened in court.
I did the job that they were supposed to do. I called.
Really quickly, they're generating an old person here. If you look closely at this man's hairline, you can see wrinkles in his hair. He has wrinkles in his hair.
I called you 3 times, ignored. I got the printed emails here. I don't know why you ignored me. We give the HOA enough money each year.
Your Honor, this is restoration cost. Mr. Kowalski damaged common property with unapproved asphalt.
Is this the same woman as the last one? Like, honestly? Did they just generate a 50, 60-year-old something woman with a Karen haircut?
The contractor's quote to remove it and repave properly is $4,800. We just want to be made whole.
Stevens, the HOA's negligence created the hazard. Mr. Kowalski's repair, as far as I can tell, is professional and safe. You guys ignored this. He did not. Claim denied, case dismissed.
He paid his
That's... Chat, look in the top left. Let's look in the top left real quick. You'll see a clock with numbers that don't add up on the original video. You have like a backwards 7 where the 4 should be. And then this shit has 1, 2, 3. I think this one has like 4 million views. It's ridiculous. And again, you know, this is the raw human drama that happens when the gavel falls. So there's more variants of it like this.
his truck at home to save on parking fees. His neighbor's been asking him to stop for months. Now the nice way is over. Does a working man's bottom line override a neighbor's right to sleep?
We wouldn't be here if this was a one-time deal, but it's like monthly. He comes home, it's 2, 3 a.m. It's a loud truck. It's a big, loud truck. I just want Chris to understand that.
I'm an owner-operator. My margins are thin. That yard in Buford's about a 40-minute drive from my house, and they charge like $40 to park it. And then I got to call a cab or an Uber if my girlfriend can't get me.
Knocked on his door. I've sent him text. Each time he says he understands, but it hasn't stopped. I know he works hard, but I have to get up for work too. I have an autistic son at home. It's not just me he's waking up, it's him too. And it ruins his whole day.
Mr. Thornbush, I respect the hustle. I really do. But being a neighbor means more than just paying your taxes. It means respecting the people you live next to. You made a business decision to save $1,000 a year, and you financed it with your neighbor's sleep. Ordinance 902 doesn't have a monthly exemption. I'm upholding the citation, okay?
So again, no one's actually going to court to try to get their neighbor to stop parking their truck on the side of the street or driving their truck. It's just not how it works. And you would also just not immediately be in front of a judge on this. But again, all of these videos, there's more videos. This one has 100,000 likes. This one is about student privacy or indoctrination. It's all just conservative shit, too.
The school changed her daughter's name and identity and had a policy to hide it from her parents. The principal calls it student privacy. The mother calls it indoctrination. Watch the judge decide.
Your Honor, schools must...
They're all these 50, 60-year-old, like, Karen haircut women that they just keep making.
Must be a safe space. We didn't lie. We respected the student's privacy. Outing a student to their family can cause trauma. We are educators. We must prioritize the child's safety over the parent's demand.
Safety? You encouraged my 12-year-old to live a double life? You told her to lie to me. You guys aren't her parents. You are government employees. You don't get to decide what I know about my own daughter.
Ma'am, the 14th Amendment's due process clause guarantees parents the fundamental right to direct their child's upbringing role. A policy that deliberately deceives parents about a major life decision is unconstitutional, and therefore it is struck down.
Did they add the gavel sound effect at the end?
And
or is that
therefore
the
it is
AI?
struck down.
I can't tell. But yeah, no, it is non-stop AI slop. You get shit like, file a lawsuit to stop overreach by the government. Schools are for education, nothing else. The parents should sue the school. I'm pretty sure, for whoever is watching this video, that this is supposed to be an AI generated of them, suing the school. And also, this has not been struck down. So I don't believe that the judge would be, saying this kind of stuff. I don't know if it just how it's coming across, but why does everyone seem so long? I mean, I feel like that's just because it's being generated specifically for this like kind of frame. So they're trying to get as much people in the frame as possible. Well, now that you mention it, these do seem uncannily long people. I think you're right about that. So this entire channel just makes AI slop. It's marked as ultra synthetic content. There's probably, bot comments going on, and it's just all like that. It's just all like, the police are bad and and you're smarter than the police. Old people fix potholes with the HOA won't, because we know we love the old people. We hate those damn women and the HOA apparently, because they're all just, they're all just old women with fucking Karen-ass haircuts. I do want to actually teach you guys something real quick, because I don't want this just to be, like a shitty thing. Does anyone actually know what an HOA is? I loathe this channel. I loathe it too. So chat, people talk about HOAs often. HOA stands for a homeowners association. But something that people don't understand is, how homeowners associations come to be. So homeowners associations are a form of what's called a restrictive covenant. So a restrictive covenant is a provision in a deed that limits the use of the property and prohibiting certain uses. Let's zoom on in on that. It's provision indeed limiting the use of the property and prohibiting certain uses. In context of property law, a term describes contracts between grantor and grantees, which restricts the grantee's use and occupancy of land. Generally, purpose behind restrictive covenants is to maintain or enhance the value of lands adjacent to one another by controlling the nature and use of the surrounding land. So here's how a HOA comes into being. So with an HOA, so let's say you are a property owner, or a property developer rather, and you own 20 properties that you're developing, okay? And you have all these properties basically in the same place. So you're going to have all these different properties, and you're developing them all together. So when you're making these properties, what you can do is add what we just referred to as a restrictive covenant into the deed of any of these properties, okay? So it's in the deed. So let's write deed over here so we don't forget it. So now, when you sell one of these properties to a person, the restrictive covenant is inside the deed, okay? And it's baked into it. The restrictive covenant is baked into the property when the developer sells the original deed to the property. So so all of these different pieces of land each have the same deed that each have the same restrictive covenant in it. Do we need to update the category to art? No, this doesn't qualify as art. I'm bad at art. So because all of these different plots have the same restrictive covenant in them that all say that they're going to be ran by the same association, an HOA is formed by the joining of these restrictive covenants under the same kinds of deeds that were passed down by the original developer. So this collection of deeds that each have the same restrictive covenant in them is called, the HOA. Any questions? So the HOA is then able to usually have the ability to levy fines against you if you don't do things like bring back in your dumpsters at the right time, or if you paint your door the wrong color. because each of your properties, even though you bought it, it's your land, it was given to you with a restrictive use case where you still had to follow the whims of the homeowner associations for your ass fines. So now, these HOAs, were formed in order to stop black people from moving in. Because originally, you could just sell these deeds with a restrictive covenant that says, we're not going to sell this land to black people. And then, because that restrictive covenant runs with the land, you can't get rid of it. Then you're going to be in a situation where black people are no longer allowed to live in your neighborhood. You keep it nice and white. Unfortunately, of course, this was something that became, more and more common during the 1930s, 1940s, 1950s as integration became more and more real, as, black people were able to live in the same place as white people. They had access to money, they could buy the houses. So the restrictive covenants became a way to keep, white neighborhoods white. It was made unconstitutional 50, 60 years ago, but we're still left with these homeowners associations with their ass fines. And now, 70 years later, what we have instead are these weird AI slop videos that are being made so that you hate the HOA so much that you watch this to be like, oh my God, look at this HOA getting destroyed. I want to like this video. I'm going to like Courts and Crimes for their real, raw human drama. So those are HOAs, and don't watch this channel. Please think carefully about what you're going to be spending your time looking at.